The Bucks will make it through so long as they never go 3-1 up in the series.
Yeah. It's time to shoot some hoops. Get ready for the thrill. NBA SA is on. Let's see who got the skill. From dunks to 3-pointers, we got it all for you. Tune in and join the action. There's nothing else to do. NBA SA. NBA SA. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show.
We go live in 3, 2.
Oh, Ben.
It's constant going, yeah.
Thanks.
Welcome to the show. It's the NBA SA show. We are back. And Kirk has a bar that he wants to give us. But what do you say, Kirk?
He puts so much pressure on me.
Yeah, I must.
But this just goes to show the regular season does not matter, guys. Who cares about the regular season? Because we all know.
But he got a point. A lot of casual basketball fans fall in love in the playoffs because then the media hype is wowed. Right? There's very few of us that watch the whole season.
I can disagree with that. I actually think the what you call them, the connoisseurs come out in the playoffs. Because we know the regular season is just stats.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, gentlemen. Very happy to be back.
Yo,
No?
my bro.
I'm not
Must
gonna
be,
give
man.
you. Yeah, I'm not gonna give you an opportunity to give me your thoughts on the season thus far, because then we're going to digress very quickly. All right, I want to start, fellas, with the Boston Celtics. Right, amazing team. They play beautiful basketball. They've added key pieces, and now that we enter the crux part of the season. Kirk, I'm going to start with you because you're wearing a Celtics t-shirt,
I'm a believer.
right? Jason Tatum and Brown have gone the distance before, right? What do people need to know about their regular season? And what can they expect from their postseason? And what do you think they're going to do?
Well, they're having a phenomenal regular season. I mean, they are blowing teams out for jokes. But we all know that the regular season record means nothing if it doesn't have a nice ring to it, you know? So, for them,
I see what you say. Did you see it? Yeah.
I've had 8 months to think this cock up.
Okay.
But so, to be honest, I haven't watched many Celtics games because they're winning so easily, it becomes boring for me.
Yeah.
I've watched a few of their key matchups, and it's still alarming how often.
The ones they lost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How often JT disappears in the big matchups, and the playoffs they all big matchups. So
Yeah.
I believe the Celtics will make the finals, and it depends on how well JT plays in the finals for them to win the finals. He needs to be the guy for 4 games. And if he doesn't do that, the Celtics aren't going to win. The Celtics, I believe, are best suited to beat any of the West teams. If you go through the guys that will make the finals or could make the finals, they've got big guards, they swing the ball, they get open shots. But in crunch time, you look to your stars to pull you through, and the ball is going to be in Tatum's hands. And if he coughs up a third like he has been doing over the last few, that's going to be the peak for them.
Yeah.
Is making the finals.
Yeah. Your thoughts, sir? The season that they've had. I know you gave us a summary pretty much. But your thoughts on Boston? And what do you think people can expect into the playoffs?
Look, I think Kirk was 100% right on everything. And to be honest, I could care less about the fucking Celtics.
That's what I really want to do, man.
This is my biggest fear. This is my biggest fear. Is that he agrees with Kirk and then goes, so here's my thoughts on something else.
They're a great team. When they get punched in the face, I don't know if I truly believe that they'll stand up. And there are a lot of teams, even in the East, that could really punch them in the face. The first round they're gonna sleepwalk, right? The second round, if they get the Knicks or the Heat, I don't think either one, the Knicks nor the Heat, are scared of him, right? And in the last, in the conference finals, they're going to get Giannis, who, you're right, they match up really well against everybody as well as you can. I don't know if anybody matches up well to Giannis, right? And he's done that to them before,
Yeah.
right? So yeah, look, could they win? Absolutely. Would it surprise anybody? No. Do I think they will? Nah.
Who do you think's gonna make it out these? Bucks.
No, I mean they could make it out East.
Oh.
Nah, but
Yeah.
there's must
And
what you
but-
think.
And then what? If they get to the conference finals, right, and
But-
win,
Okay.
and
But
make
you're
the
saying
finals.
somebody's gonna knock them.
No, but point is the finals. If they make the finals after a season like this, is that and they lose, is that success or disappointment?
Not at all. That's a fucking crash and burn.
Exactly. So
Well,
it's
that's
no
what
shame.
But
Their
we're
stakes,
talking
their
about
stakes
who's
are
coming
high.
out of the East. So you're saying that they're coming out of the East?
Yeah.
Confidently.
I mean-
Because I thought you were saying like, will they make it out? Maybe not. So I was like, who else besides
Yeah.
them?
Yeah.
If they don't make it
Hello,
out.
where's mommy and Carter?
Close the door, please, babe.
Just joking.
My point is, I suspect they'll make it out the East.
Oh, so you're saying it's not a done deal that
If they make it out the East, I'm not going to be surprised. If they don't make it out the East and they crash and burn to Milwaukee or Miami or the Knicks,
But you
I'm not
know,
going to be that surprised either.
but you know, who does match up well with the Bucks?
With the Bucks,
Yeah.
the Pacers.
Everybody, because Doc is cut in a conference finals.
No, the Bucks will make it through so long as they never go 3-1 up in the series. I win one, you win one, I win one, and then I win. That's fine.
Game
But if
seven.
I go 3-1 up,
Right there.
fuck, they must just go.
Let's move. But now the difference this season is they have Damian Lillard.
Sure.
That's a different conversation. That's what makes the conversation about the Bucks
Let
this
me
season.
tell you about Damon.
Yeah. Dame, I believe, was the piece that Giannis needed so that he don't have to take all the responsibility to carry the fourth quarter. That's my theory. Kirk, you feel differently about Dame joining the Bucks. Do you?
I love Dame joining the Bucks. When he joined, I was like, yeah, he's definite conference finals, potential finals. But then they fucking fired the coach with the second best record in the league at the time. They fired him and they brought in Doc. And the minute they brought in Doc, I was like, they're not going to make it out these. Guaranteed they're not going to make it out these.
Guaranteed.
Guaranteed they're not going to make it out
Just because of him.
these. Yeah.
Why?
I don't believe he's a great coach. I believe he was one good run with a team that matched his character, which is like a rah-rah. He's not a good, I don't believe he's a good X's and O's guy. He's a great motivator. He's a great, let's run through this wall together kind of guy. And that Celtics team of, what was it, 08 or whatever it was, matched his character to the T. They had some dogs in that team. And ever since then, he hasn't been able to match that. And we've seen it time and time again, him getting to the conference finals and being outcoached. And his team's just giving up. His team's literally giving up.
Yeah.
I was so sad when he took over the Bucks because I like that team and I really want them to do well again. But
What do you foresee happen in the conference final when they play Boston? What will Doc do wrong? For those who don't know what Doc Rivers has done, what do you foresee him doing in that finals?
So he relies a lot on ISO ball. He gives the ball to his superstar and he just lets them go to work. That's basically what I see him do. I don't know, maybe
And then you're relying on one man to save you.
yes, maybe I'm not seeing the finer nuances of his offenses.
Yeah.
But what I see is him relying on ISO ball and a lot of clear outs. And if the first shot is not there for your stars, kick it and we see what happens next type of thing.
Is he wrong, Tom?
Is he wrong about?
Milwaukee are not going to go anywhere further than the conference finals because of Doc Rivers.
So I think if Doc had to take over the previous version of the Bucks, then that would have been a big issue,
Actually, okay.
right? Because all they could do was throw to Giannis, and he was the only one that could create, because Drew can't do it, because Middleton could do it a little bit, but not that much, and you don't really want to be chucking it out to Brook, who's chilling on the three-point line anymore. Except, this is fundamentally a different team now, right? So if there was going to be a coach that chucks it out, it's kind of nice to have a Dame who's actually going to be a first option, and Giannis, and they've started around a lot more pick and rolls with the two of them together.
And they dumped
Right.
Giannis in the post also.
100%. And Chris Middleton, I don't know if you've seen him come back. I was very worried. I actually didn't think that he was going to be worth anything. I thought he was going to be another. I thought he was going to be another version of Clay. Actually, he has been super fun, and he's almost morphed a little bit. The amount of lobs he's throwing, all of a sudden, is cool. And so I think that this particular unit might fit Doc's style.
Okay.
Definitely more so than the previous version of the Bucks, and so I wouldn't really.
Well, it suits his theory that he's gonna rely on Dame.
And but that I'm going. That's not
That's
a
not a
bad.
bad Is that a bad person to rely on?
And he's proven it.
I don't say. And
Dame has proven it in the playoffs.
he's proven it everywhere.
Well.
Nah, Dame didn't have the second guy. Dame never had the second guy.
Now Dame is
And
the
this
second guy.
Exactly.
But I mean,
Exactly.
I've watched a few of the big Bucks games, and the most recent one that I watched was, the one that suits my theory, is the Lakers game where it went into overtime, and Bucks had the last shot in regular time, and Dame botched it, and I was like, yo, in the group talking right a cuck about Dame, like, yo, he's so far removed from what he was at Portland, and then he had the ball in his hands to win it in extra time as well, in overtime, and he made such a weak fake pull up, and then when he blocked him, I was like, yo, bro, like, this is so far removed from what Dame was at Portland. It's scary how he's struggling to find his space in that team. And the last game where they blew the Celtics out most recently, where they won, I think it was Celtics.
It was the Celtics.
Yeah.
They pumped the Celtics. I think the one you're talking about is when Giannis wasn't playing and they pumped the Suns.
Could be.
I think that's the one.
And I looked at Dame's line. I didn't see the game. I just looked at his line. He had 5 points, 4 assists, nothing else. And I was like, who was doing all this damage?
If he has that.
If this is the guy that you're going to rely on to get you through the playoffs, and he's hitting
Like, in fairness, that was the Suns, and because Portis shot 6 of 6 threes in the first half. He had 28 points in the first half. They didn't need Dame to do it. For the month of March, I think Dame's line is 26, 8 and 4.
But again, I don't look at the body of work through the regular season, because I look at the games where your players need to pitch up. Same with Tatum. I mean, the regular season is great. He bombs 30 points. He fucks everybody up. It's in those games that are playoff simulators that I look at the lines and see, are these guys pitching up in those games? Are they coasting through those games, waiting for the playoffs to pitch up? Those are the signs that I look for when I look
In the big games.
Yeah.
I can't wait for the Celtics to lose in the finals. And Tatum and Brown and Joe, they're going to get up the podium and say, guys, the only reason you're disappointed is because you had expectations from the regular season. But we all know
The regular season ain't shit.
so actually your expectations were wrong. We should all be happy.
Do you think that's a new style of coaching in the NBA? Has it affected the fact that even LeBron and Anthony Davis have said, I'm just going on, the regular season don't matter, is that we better just get in and then the game start. Just make it 1 to 4 if you really want to stand a good chance, but make it in the top 8 because that's when the real game starts.
I think you can only say that, right? I think the only people who say that are the ones in the bottom 8. Right?
Okay.
Maybe in 9 and 10.
Okay.
1 and 2 are saying something different.
100%, right?
Yeah.
So, and you can only say it even when you're down there if you've actually won something.
Yes, that's it.
Okay.
Yeah? You don't hear the Suns or the Mavs or the Sacramento Kings, none of them are saying, hey man, we just need to make it in here. Right? They can't.
Yeah.
Because they want
Yeah.
shit.
But also,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
Lakers can't make the regular season matter because if they do, they're not going to have players to play in the playoffs because they're all going to be bust.
Injured.
So for them,
yeah.
regular season doesn't matter.
So on the West, now we've got OKC and we've got Minnesota. I want to start with Minnesota.
What? Did he forget something?
Yes.
But you're not
That-
supposed to act like you forgot something. You're
That-
supposed to just roll with
I
it.
didn't forget something.
You forgot the team that's actually going to finish first. In your little notes, you prepped, hey man,
Oh,
OKC's,
right, you did.
OKC's going to finish first.
But maybe he's
And
getting
18. No,
Okay.
it's not.
The message was OKC are currently first in the West.
Nonsense. You must keep your notes current. No?
Okay.
Current.
My bad. They might be different tomorrow.
So what do you think?
You know what? Somebody's calling inside. Let's continue the conversation.
OKC are in the top contenders conversation of being at the top of the West at the end of the regular season. Yeah?
Factually true.
Yeah.
Actually, too.
Yeah.
No lies.
So that's very different to Boston in the Eastern Conference or Milwaukee, who have won championships before, right?
Not these players.
No, yeah.
Yes.
But I want to start. I want to start with OKC because they've got a very young team,
Yeah.
right? And are playing fantastic regular season basketball, right? What happens to a young team like OKC when the playoffs start, Kirk? Great regular season,
Yeah.
young team. We've seen this before with OKC. That happened before, right? A neutral beginner basketball fan would think OKC stand a good chance to win the NBA Finals because they're one of the top ranked teams in the West. Feel me?
Yes.
Just educate or school some people who's going to watch here about newer teams that are young, that are playing great regular season basketball, and what they can expect from an OKC team in the playoffs.
So it's all about, I believe it's all about the team's expectation, right? So a young team having a really good season, having a few really good breakout stars. But I actually think we said last year was their breakout year. Like if they make the playoffs, how deep they go, nobody cares. Now they're a step further, and now the expectation is, hey, we should win a few series. That changes the conversation all of a sudden because now there's expectation.
Pressure. Now there's
Exactly.
pressure.
Yeah.
Beginning of the season, we're like, listen, we got a young team,
Yeah.
and we got a 3-year plan,
Yeah.
and then you go, damn, now they're good.
Yes.
Now there's pressure.
So now what's the expectation? Do they believe making the finals is great?
Yeah.
Winning a title is
Yeah.
great?
Yeah.
Getting through 2 rounds is
Yeah.
great. If we make conference finals, that's a great season for us. It's what is that expectation? And I've always said that NBA players, as tough as they are mentally weak. Like they look at the stats and they say a team this age has never made the NBA finals, and they'll believe that. And they'll believe we will never make the NBA finals because the stats say we don't. And it takes a really strong superstar to break through that and drag the team over the line to do it. It will be a generational player like LeBron James, like Giannis, to say, not me. Those stats don't apply to me.
Yeah.
You know. So for me, it is depending on their expectation.
Who determines their expectation? Is it the management? Is it the coach? Is it the players? Is it the media around it?
Fans?
It can't be the media though, man.
But so who do you think
Yeah.
has most influence in that creates that
Yeah.
pressure or takes it away?
So the fans' expectation is a motherfucker.
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
ask New York.
Yes. Yes.
Two very different markets though, right? Couldn't be further apart. Yeah.
If that gets placed on you,
So clearly the management of that organization don't believe that.
okay.
At OKC,
100%.
please tell me why.
Right? So the two clubs with the most picks, so the greatest ability, right, to trade big stars or role players, right, for future prospects, right? The Pelicans and the Thunder. Nobody has more picks than them.
Yeah.
Right? Massive arsenal. Okay, they've also got a lot of talented players, right? Won't even really play. Yeah. So they've got like no bad
They're
players.
all on his fantasy team.
They can
Statistically, he can tell you why they're good players.
They could have traded a lot. They could have gone to solve some of the actual issues. They could have gone to get experienced players in there because you're worried about them being young. Other people saying they're too small. They could have gone and gotten a couple of bigs, right? They could have gotten Gafford and Washington, and if they wanted, they could have outbid anybody for any of the movements at the trade deadline. And you know what they did? Fuck all.
They'll keep it.
They did fuck all. They kept it, right? Because they were like, whatever they get now is gravy. So clearly the management, Sam Presti, right, and probably the coach in line, and they've probably gone to their players and going, actually, we believe in you guys. We don't want to add on this extra stuff. You already play with a maturity above, beyond your years, right? Let's go and fight. And we must go and win, right? Not necessarily win at all costs, because they could have. They had a lot of arsenal. They didn't use anything. They kept, what's it? They kept the gunpowder dry. They used none of it.
I have opinions.
Yeah.
Kirk, your opinion?
So I think that I have this argument in the fantasy group all the time. There are two goals for NBA franchises. One is winning a title, and one is making money, right? So when you believe that you can win a title, you go for winning a title. When you believe that you can't win the title, you make up lots of money. And I feel that OKC are sort of in that region where they don't yet believe they're ready to go for a title. So that's why they're keeping all their chips and being able to make moves and being ready to make the next buck type of thing. And I think that's where they're at. To me, they've always been like in football, you call them a selling team. Teams that don't really play to win titles, they just have a good youth program, they develop good players.
Like a farm.
Yeah.
Some
Yeah.
make money.
Yeah. They just and
And that's also okay.
yeah. And also
Because we in this basketball business to make money.
yes. And also
maybe we get the lucky one.
scouting a good player from a
Yes.
European team, bringing them in,
Yes.
then selling them for 100 mil after 3 years because they've blown up. Those types of organizations, and I feel like OKC falls into that bracket where they're happy to be in the NBA, they're happy to turn a good buck, and when the time comes, they'll go for a title.
Yeah.
But I think,
Although I think they had that with KD.
but I think that they've learned that from the previous iteration, right? So that fell apart because they
Made the finals.
yeah, but it fell apart, right?
Because Harden
Because
wanted
they-
to be the O.
Because they lowballed him.
Yes.
Oh,
It's not
yes.
because he wanted to be the O.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
They just lowballed him.
Yeah.
I think they would have learned from that,
Yeah.
right? You know, next season that they've got the most cap space, I think, of any team that's about to make the playoffs.
Wow.
They've got the most picks and the most cap space. They've got their stars all under contract, right? They don't need to make moves now.
Yeah. Maybe they bring
They
back-
just
maybe they bring
they just
KD
need
back.
these guys to they need these guys to take their matches.
This one's for you!
You a joke. Would be surprised if Russ pops up there again. They love him there. Yeah, they love him there. Yeah.
Moving on.
But-
Another.
sorry.
Just to be clear, but they're not finishing first.
We've seen small fish in small ponds move to big ponds, and how that fucks up. When that expectation we've spoken about is, hey, we're gonna win a title now,
Yeah.
then those fish become very different creatures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, they've never played in the playoffs before. They've never had a
These
team.
teams.
The standard. They've never had a team specifically game plan for all their weaknesses. So they get teams on a night that had 3
Yes,
hours to
right.
prepare a defensive set against these guys. Right? This is a very small team. Yeah. All of a sudden, you get into a 7-game series with men.
Yeah.
We're gonna move you. Yeah, and we're gonna take all the things that you like to get to your and they're gonna take all of that away. Right? And the ref calls that have changed throughout the course of the season after the All-Star break. This doesn't help SGA by any stretch of the imagination. Yeah? They're gonna take some good lashings and they're gonna take some good learnings.
Nee bro, that bra can get any shot. Nee bro. That bra can get any shot.
At any time, it amazes me about his game where it almost feels like he just picks a spot and then works his way towards the spot for a fadeaway that is unstoppable.
Yeah. But you know what? I
He
do
plays
believe...
he plays such a experienced game.
He does.
He makes it feel like the guy defending him, you're not experienced enough to stop this thing.
What's the guy's name? Jalen?
Brown?
Williams.
Is it Jalen
Williams for the Rockets.
No, for
No,
OKC.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Jay Will.
yeah. I think his emergence has really changed the dynamic of their team.
He's the third guy.
Yeah, because previous, no, actually, he's like what the second
He's more
guy.
like the second
yeah,
guy.
if you watch, because
But
Dort
Chet's
was
the young guy.
Yeah, because it was
SGA.
SGA and Dort as the guards, and Dort's kind of fallen off. It's more Jalen
100%. Yeah.
and Chet.
Towards a defensive guy,
Yeah.
make open shot.
And I think that the emergence of him has changed the dynamic because Debra can also do that.
Yeah. He's had big moments.
Yeah.
He's had big
he's
moments.
Not afraid.
Yeah.
Not afraid. He's got that little drop step jumper
Yeah.
just around the key.
Yeah. Very, dare I say, maybe not as big, but Kawhi-like with his game too. That
I see
baseline,
why you said that.
that baseline
Strong.
jumper is
Yeah.
yasses.
Yeah.
You almost feel like, there he goes again. He's gonna make it. Anyway, I'll move on to Minnesota. Another young team playing really well. However, they've got, I think they would stand a better
He's
chance.
got opinions.
Yeah, I think Minnesota stand a better chance than OKC to get further in the playoffs. I just feel like they have a more experienced team, and I think Anthony Edwards is a real deal, big time player. I think that they could do well. What are your thoughts?
First of all, I'm not convinced that they're that young.
Mm.
Ant is young,
Yeah,
but
Yeah.
Kobe
That's what I said.
isn't.
Yeah, and
Cat isn't.
Cat's an experience. Yeah, he is.
Conley's as old as this guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yo,
Yeah.
he's not bad though.
So I think that the thing that scares me most and why I don't think that they're gonna finish first in the West either is Cat's injury is a real problem for them. Yeah. And even when Cat was around, they really struggled in the fourth quarter. Yeah. Ant doesn't play like a mature. He plays wild and aggressive, and it's amazing to watch.
Yeah.
I wouldn't take money out of my pocket and bet when you get into the best 8 teams in the West and then the best team of the East that they won't try and figure out ways of putting on a spot. And with Cat in that space, right, or creating more space for him, being able to shoot, because Cat is an amazing shooter, it makes it more plausible that they could potentially do some stuff. But all of a sudden you take Cat out, right, and that becomes entirely different. The space gets smaller, the lights get brighter, the defensive owning, and there's nothing, whether you believe in the regular season or not, there's nothing in the regular season that should make you feel really good about them in the fourth quarter. Right? I think that's problematic. Yeah? But I dig that team, and they're big. They're the New York of the West. They're big, they're physical, they got some gritty players. You love switching the game on, but you probably wouldn't take your money out
No.
yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those are my thoughts.
Those are strong thoughts.
Yeah, I agree with Tim. So what I actually want to talk about is Golden State.
The Nuggets.
Yes.
The issue is not Minnesota.
There you go.
Why are we wasting our time?
Yes.
Although I must say, Ant-Man could be the next face of the NBA. Why he is not even close to the MVP conversation is odd. And I do believe that Cat going down has put him in a great opportunity to make that statement. Last year, he looked lost in the playoffs. Did they play the Lakers? I think the Lakers
Yes.
knocked him out.
Yes.
It was the Lakers. Yeah, in that series, he looked inexperienced. He really did look inexperienced. And it'll be interesting to see how he takes those learnings and applies it this time around. Because now the spotlight's going to be on him. It's going to be how far can he take us through these playoffs, right? And I don't expect him to make conference finals. And if they win a round with him, with lots of flash and flare, it will go a long way in establishing him as the guy in that team. And I believe he is the future of the team, definitely. My front door is ringing at home.
Flex.
Shall I see who's there? No. Yeah, I believe that these playoffs are well suited to establish him as one of the dominant players in the NBA. That's all this off season is going to do for that franchise, unfortunately.
Yes.
It's not the worst thing.
Yeah.
No.
Let's see where we should invest more of our money in him or in him.
Chances are they're
No,
going to
I
invest
mean,
in him.
yeah. That answers. That's been answered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell us more. Why has it been answered? And how far will they go?
Did you see him dunk over and send him to the infirmary? That's why.
His children's children will talk about that. Yes.
And wait, sorry. To make it even worse, I think he either dislocated or broke his foot on
Yes.
it down.
He dislocated it.
And they strapped it up and he came dry. If that was any other person starting with the letter A, and the TV said they done for the year, bruh. That bruh taped it up, came back to play.
Yeah.
He's so old school that
Yeah.
way. He's
Yeah. You were saying so. And we'll take Minnesota how far?
Let's see, were they off third
So
at
look,
the moment? They're third at the moment.
I think
so
they'll finish third.
Yeah. So
I'd
they'll
like
play
to interrupt the four. They'll finish third.
And
So they'll play either Dallas.
If you drink beers,
Phoenix.
they're playing Dallas. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. They'll play Dallas, Phoenix, or Sac. Right. I think Dallas is a bad matchup for them.
Yeah.
If they don't have Cat, because Gobert isn't a real threat on the inside.
They'll hunt him out like a fucking...
Why not? Luka and Kyrie are they might not be able to play Gobert.
Yeah.
Right? And then you have Ant, and they've got a variety of those big, rangy forwards that they'll put on him.
Yeah.
They'll put Livingston on him, they'll put Derrick Jones on him, they'll put that green guy on him. And look, none of them are going to stop him. But they'll all slow him down. And
I was about to say.
look, none of them are going to stop him. But my point is, there are dudes in that team who know that their role
Right.
is to go and do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's not like Luka's going to be spending a lot of time on injury and that. And Luka and Kyrie are going to hide on your Conleys or your Kyle Andersons.
Yeah.
And like,
Unless they hunt him out.
yeah, I just think I think Dallas is a bad matchup for them.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, and similarly, I think Phoenix is a bad matchup for them. Yeah,
Sack.
Sac also a bad matchup for them. And we're just talking about the first round.
That's why I said if they can make it out the first round, that will be a fantastic achievement for them.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
crazy. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
And they've had a great season. I dig this season.
Yeah. And they can always just blame, Cat went down. You know.
There's also that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shame, it feels like the story of Minnesota though.
No.
Every single season. So the reason why I wanted to start with this first episode talking about OKC and Minnesota, because it feels like when the playoffs start, they'll be done in the first round. It always feels that way. We just spoke now and I heard you two speak. It sounds like you both are saying OKC and Minnesota should exit in the first round. Yeah?
Oh, wait.
Definitely money. OKC might get through the first round.
So let's assume they finish second, right? So then they're playing 7.
Yes, which will be either Dallas or Sac. Because it's not going to be Phoenix.
No,
Well,
Dallas and Sac will finish 6th, right? Oh, so you're saying that they'll beat...
No. So Dallas or Sac will finish 7th because one of them is going to finish 6th.
Yeah, but then you must play 8,
Yes.
Right, so then they'll have to beat Phoenix.
I reckon. Okay, anyway, yeah. Carry on.
So
What's your
okay.
train of thought?
So again, Thunder are gonna have to play Dallas or Sac or Phoenix.
Yes.
It can only be one of those
Yes,
three.
yeah.
In the first round.
I reckon Dallas is easier than Sac for them. Phoenix doesn't play much defense, so there'll be a lot of running gun. So they might have their way with Phoenix.
Yeah.
So they'll have to finish first.
I think that those
To get
I think
Phoenix.
they match up much better because those teams. So the Thunder struggle against teams that are brutish,
Yes.
big. So if the Thunder had to play Minnesota, I'd go. Minnesota.
Yeah.
They
They
could bully them.
Yeah.
If the Thunder had to play the Lakers, I'd go. I think the Lakers will bully them off the court,
Yeah.
right? But the three teams we talking about here, that's their best players are all wings,
Yeah. Finesse players.
except for Domas. But even then,
Yeah.
yeah. So the Thunder, I would feel a lot better about making through the first round.
Look, any three of those matchups is going to be a quiet series.
Yeah,
That's going to be
The
monster.
the rest from the first round is gonna be great.
Yeah.
Your thoughts? Penny for your thoughts, sir.
Yeah, you
Yo, that was very.
I was like, I feel like we're disappointed.
Yeah.
No.
I feel like it's
Do you guys feel?
You
So I
feel like
know.
you're trying to figure out how we're gonna get beers out of
No.
this.
No. So I want to chat and open up the lines of.
We should make sure that everybody understands and that there's a clean record of our actual
Oh
game.
yes.
Yeah.
Let's put that on paper.
Yeah. Can we have this?
Explain a bit to me.
Yeah. So we made a bet as to who we think are gonna finish 6, 7, and 8 in the West. Yeah. And so I went with Dallas, so pure homer bet here, right? And then I went with Sac and Phoenix because Phoenix has got the dumbest running to the end of the season.
Yes.
As a good sport, even though Kirk believes in the Mavs,
Yes.
right? He went
Logic prevailed.
Sac and Mavs, so Sac and Mavs,
Yes.
and he also looked at the fixture, and then he went Phoenix at 8.
Wesley, Mr. Confident,
Didn't look
in
at
the
the
big
picture.
time player.
He did not look at the schedule.
Wesley is the poster child for gambling with your heart and not your head.
He went with the Suns
Fair.
at 6.
Fair.
The Suns who lost to the Spurs last night. And because of that, actually, I don't know what he bet after that. That's ridiculous.
I'm out.
All I know is I'm drinking beers.
Yeah.
From somebody. So I'm giving you beers and I'm drinking
Yeah.
potentially, or I'm getting beers from both of you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we thought about whether Golden State or the Lakers actually had a chance of making a run for it. And again, I still don't
So
believe
that's a
that
very interesting conversation.
I don't believe that that's going to happen.
Yeah.
I think that they are fast at,
Oh, and making 8.
yeah, they're fast at 9 and 10.
So they're playing in the play-in.
So they're going to have to play each other first.
But actually, really
And
depends
then they're going to have to
on,
play the
really
loser
Which was the
of-
same as
of
last year.
7 and
They
8.
played each other last year.
it really depends on how badly Phoenix falls. Because one of them could actually catch them. But Lakers also have a brutal run in. They've got a tough road
Yeah.
in. So they'll sneak in the back door. But yes, I wouldn't bet on any one-game series against the Lakers.
Yeah.
They are built for one and done.
Yeah. But then again, so are Phoenix. Phoenix could beat anybody in a one game. Yeah. Book and KD will score 40 points.
Yeah. You just lost there. Yeah.
They could.
Yes.
It'll make me mad, but they could.
Yeah.
But the people they mark are going to score 50 each.
Alright, let's wrap it up.
Sure. Okay.
You had something else. There was another agenda item.
No, it was playoff
playoffs,
chats.
playoff
Yeah.
In general.
In general. So
Oh, was that it?
no, we're about to have it now.
Oh! Okay. Woo!
You see when they question it. It doesn't make sense anymore.
I was just finding a way.
we haven't
not to
spoken
find
about
a way.
You see how I was gonna leave it for the end, Kirk. I was leaving it for the end, but now you burst the bomb. You did find a way to talk about Dallas once earlier on when you were talking about matchups.
Yes.
And every time you want to talk about it, yeah, I was gonna leave it for the end of the episode, but now
So how deep do you think the Mavs are going to go?
I wanted to go the whole episode without asking. But okay, let's wrap it up, just for time. So
The man.
give me your pick on who's gonna win the East, who's gonna win the West, and just why. Give me your whys. Like, if you want to talk about Dallas, why you think they could go all the way. I actually do think they could go all the way. But give me your honest opinion on what's gonna happen in the East, what's gonna happen in the West.
Wise man. Wise man.
Yeah. To me, you go first. Give me, if someone came up to you and they're like, "Yo, Tim, tell me about the Western Conference."
I'm gonna actually go.
You know there's this team called the Mavs.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say.
So the reason why I ask it like that is there's gonna be a lot of people that's gonna be watching basketball now,
Yes.
right? A lot of people, and they don't know as much as we know. So if someone asks a question, there's a Western
My friend
Conference.
was ringing.
My
Yeah.
friend told me. Oh, my back to
How did we get here? Alright, so in your best 2.5 minutes to me, what's happening in the West? What's happening in the East? Who do you think's gonna win the West? Who do you think's gonna win the East? 2.5 minutes. Here we go. What's happening in the
I'm gonna
world?
start in the West because that's where we were talking.
Yeah.
Right? We talked about all these other teams and it's completely inconsequential because Denver is gonna win the West. Right?
Okay.
Denver are gonna beat the Mavs in the conference finals.
Good call.
Because the Mavs will finish
Hot
sixth.
take.
The Mavs will finish sixth and they will beat Minnesota at 3.
Yes.
Which puts them onto the not Denver side of the bracket.
Yeah.
Most importantly, and then they'll eventually go and get Denver and Jokic and Mario and Gordon. They are something else. It will be a 7-game series, right? And everybody will feel good.
Yeah. And we'll win it
About that.
Denver's winning it.
Denver will win that now.
All right.
Yeah.
in the East.
In the East, I think that Boston are going to get punched in the face numerous times. But ultimately, I think Boston are gonna beat the
Milwaukee.
Bucks. They're gonna beat the Bucks in the conference finals, and then I think Jokic is gonna sit them down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kirk.
So you're saying Dallas finished 6. They play money.
Yeah.
They smack money. Then they get either OKC or Sac.
Or the Lakers.
Yeah.
Or the Lakers.
Yeah. I was gonna
Or
say
the
to you.
Lakers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go to the Lakers. Let's make it fun.
Yeah.
Sure.
Let's say the Lakers get through and then the Lakers play OKC. Yeah?
The Lakers are winning, guys.
Then you have Lakers Dallas. I'll put my money
Look.
on Dallas 100% of the time there.
Yes. So
In the Western Conference Finals.
No, to beat the
to
Lakers.
beat the
Oh,
Lakers.
okay.
If Dallas plays the Lakers
In a 7-game series.
No, that's yeah.
There's yeah.
Your thoughts, sir?
That logic isn't
Yes.
terrible.
No.
It's not a
It's
not
very
a crazy
possible.
universe.
It's very possible. It's very
I mean, I
possible.
understand it's coming from a hard
Yes.
position.
But there is
But
a
it's very
universe.
plausible.
There is a
It's very
universe
plausible.
in which that can
Yeah.
happen.
Yes.
We've all seen the multiverse.
Yeah.
We've all watched
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
Kirk, what happens? What happens in the West? What happens in the East?
So the Eastern Celtics, I don't see anybody.
It's disrespectful because the regular season matters.
No. He has talked about Doc, and Doc is the reason. So statistically in his head,
How did he go Doc? But they're not making it through.
no. He says Boston are winning, and he said Milwaukee definitely won't win because of Doc.
Oh,
Rivers.
okay.
Yeah. So
My
Celtics
bad,
go
my
through.
bad. Sorry.
Yeah.
As you were.
So Lakers finish 8th, 100%. If
Who's third in the East?
Nah, this is Kirk's theory. Wait first.
nobody,
Like I don't even know who that is.
that's how bad it is.
76ers.
No, they're now in the play because Embiid went out.
Cavs.
Yes.
Cavs are
Cavs
third.
went on that 14-game winning streak.
Cavs are 3rd, New York are 4th. Orlando is fifth.
Orlando's quite right. Orlando, I enjoy.
Yeah, they are quite, but we're talking.
But they're not
playoffs now.
beating
Yeah. Where's Miami?
South.
On the Eastern Conference log. Are
No,
they
they're
eighth?
not even. They're on the second page.
Are they eighth?
They're seventh at the moment.
Okay.
They're 7.
Oh, half a game ahead of Philly.
So let's assume.
Interesting.
So remember, last year I think they were 7.
Yeah.
Lost the first game.
Can I just say, let's not waste our breath.
Yeah.
Anything below the
That's actually what he started
in
with.
the East.
I said, Kirk, what's happening?
This is true.
Nobody cares.
It's only possible.
Okay.
Yeah.
In the West, I am nervous about the first round for Denver. If they come up against the Lakers. Because
If the Lakers in eighth.
if the Lakers in eighth,
And they in
I believe
first.
the Lakers will in eighth.
Yeah.
And they could potentially be a banana peel for Denver.
Revenge.
Yes.
They
The
beat
Lakers-
him in the finals last year, in the Western Conference Finals last year.
The Lakers have some tricky matchups, and if AD catches win for 4 games, which is possible,
Possible.
he
There's
he could be a
There's a
real
plausible
handful.
reality there.
He could be a real handful. And the Lakers have big guards. Thing is back. Is it the guy with the dreads?
Yes.
Prince. He's
Sorry,
back
Prince.
now. They've got big guards that can match up with the Denver guards.
Hachimura can match up to Gordon.
Yeah. And if
It's all wish versions of the Denver guys though. Russell is the wish version to Murray. Hachimura is the wish version to Gordon.
But I mean, you got a Dinwiddie that can lock him down.
Yeah.
Dinwiddie's a decent defender. I mean, they have the pieces that if everything works well, they can.
They
get
could.
to it. They can.
They
get to
could.
the 70.
I got LeBron and then LeBron.
Exactly. And they know how to close games out. If you keep it tight, they can hit you with 1 or 2 sucker punches in the fourth quarter.
Yes. That's plausible.
So if Denver gets through them, they're getting another ring, basically. That's what I believe. Sorry, Tim.
So both of you,
But I mean,
Yeah.
but you were saying the same thing.
I said the same thing. What are you apologizing?
So that's what I'm saying.
I-
So
I-
both
But
of you,
I
I'm
accept
not putting, I'm not
I
putting
accept the
respect
apology.
on Mav's name. I'm not putting any respect on Mav's name.
so as it stands, according to Kirk and Tim, the Denver Nuggets will play the Boston Celtics in the NBA Finals. And Kirk, who's winning that title?
Denver.
Denver. Tim, who's winning that title?
Denver.
Okay. I also.
There's always a caveat to my predictions. And I'm saying if JT pitches up and he turns into the guy for 4 fourth quarters, the Celtics can win it. But I don't see that happening.
Yeah.
Would I mind it happening?
Basically, you're saying the only way you see the Celtics beating Denver is on that man.
Yes, it's on him. And
Is there another guy?
Not for him
Or
to
is it
score 50 points in the
Yeah,
in the fourth
yeah,
quarter,
yeah.
but for him
Yeah. To lead
to
them.
be efficient. Yeah, to
lead them.
Yeah, that's it.
Is he right or is he wrong? Do you see a world where Jason Tatum puts up average numbers and the Celtics beat Denver? Maybe.
Yeah.
Who's that next guy?
That's what
Is Jalen Brown that next guy?
No, look, I don't know if I need my superstar to always have the ball in their hands.
Dallas fan. We should cut this episode right now. I'm gonna quote that.
I'm watching this.
What was in there? What is in there? I'm not a fan of a team who's superstars.
Look, let's be clear.
Do you watch Dallas?
Let's be clear.
Or do you listen to Dallas?
My personal philosophy of basketball would not be what Dallas has currently played. And I've never been more excited about this Mavs team because over the last set of games, right, they've relied less on iso ball with Luka and they've been better. Simple. Yeah? And so again.
So you actually aren't a fan. You actually aren't a fan.
Wait, like-
And when they win, now I'm a fan.
I'm 100% a loyal fan.
Yeah.
I wish they had more help and they could play a more holistic style of basketball. Yeah. I don't think that Tatum has to be better than the Joker. I don't, because he can't be. And if that's your reliance, if that's the caveat, then the Celtics are gonna fucking
I'm
lose.
not saying he has to be better.
Yeah.
I'm saying he has to be better than Jason Tatum has been. He needs to be better than himself.
Well, thankfully, he set the bar really fucking low in the previous moments. But if he isn't going to be better, it means that Joe Maz has got to be better
Right.
than Mike Malone. Because then your system
Yeah.
has got to be proper and you've got to adjust your system
Yes.
on the fly.
To make him succeed.
And I don't know if I believe. I don't believe that Jason can be better than Joker.
Yeah.
And I don't know if Joe can be better than Mike.
Yeah.
Michael.
So interestingly, both teams have a major home court advantage.
Yes. Yes, well
Because
said.
Boston, bruh, if you've watched any playoff game in Boston,
Yeah.
those whistles are phenomenal,
Yeah.
bruh. The Boston home officiating is something to behold in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And the Mile
Yeah.
obviously.
Altitude is real, guys. It's
So-
so real. They put the number
Yeah.
on the free throw line.
Yes. Yes. So you know.
So then when you
How high
catch
you
him
are.
coming down.
While you try to catch your breath,
8,520. Clever. Very clever. Gentlemen, we're going to wrap it over there. This was our first episode. Very exciting.
because the regular season does
No
not matter.
matter. Yeah. That is episode 1. Peace.